Jana, will you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am a former secondary teacher, and I have explored lots of areas within the educational environment, including working at a district and a state level. And I'm now an assistant research professor at the University of Kansas. And I am passionate about supporting teachers in their use of technology to create engaging, student-centered environments.
And you were one of the first winners at MACE for the Make It Happen Award. How surprised were you to win the award?
I was very surprised, but I think more than that, I was also very honored that I realized there's a lot of great educators in Kansas, and I feel very honored that I was chosen to be recognized for this award by MACE.
And what does it mean to you to win this award?
Oh, it means a lot. As I mentioned before, I was very honored by this recognition, and that I've been supporting this mission of helping teachers infuse technology in their classrooms for a really long time. And this award just reassured me that my efforts hadn't gone unnoticed. However, along the way, I've also been able to work with a lot of amazing educators. And these are teachers that have let me come into their classroom with all kinds of crazy ideas to engage kids in digital learning. And without these teachers and their students, I don't think we'd be where we are today with digital learning. So I'm very thankful and appreciative for the teachers who are willing to be pioneers in education.
So as you work with teachers, what are some things that you suggest that they do or try to become more comfortable with their classroom technology?
Okay. Well, I think the suggestions that I have are really the foundations of the Making It Happen Award. Just jump in and try. I know there's a lot of technology that's out in our classrooms and our schools today. So use what you have available and just move forward. Don't look back. So I think you can expect success, that you really want this to work in your classroom, and that's why you're trying it. But if something doesn't work out, then figure out what can make it better and just make it happen. Hi, I want to share one of my favorite resources with you called Padlet. Padlet is a good resource to use for getting ideas, sharing resources, anything you want participant input on. One of the things, or a couple of things I really like about it are that this really mimics what we do in some of our professional development, where we're using sticky notes just to put resources up on a list or organize different thoughts. So it's a very similar to a traditional activity, yet it also doesn't require participants to have a username and ID, so it's not one more password everybody has to remember. So that makes it a very quick way to start gathering ideas. As we get started, let me just show you how quick and easy it is to make a Padlet. I'm going to click on Make a Padlet. We'll start with a blank one. So we'll select that wall just as one of the choices. I'm going to make this, we'll say this is a resource swap. And I'm going to, instead of the description, I'm going to put some instructions in here. So please share a resource, app, website, etc. So those are the instructions that I want everyone to follow when they get to this board. I can choose my background wallpaper. So I can click on more and look at the different options that are over here. We'll just pick something basic. How about the scroll? So it makes it kind of nice and clean. And then I go back to my setup and I can choose a different icon. Right now I'm set to have no icon, but let's look at what other choices we have here. Let's see, so there's a few, these are just some basic icons. Let's say resources are going to save us time, so I'll just put the clock there. And you see that shows up on the top menu bar area over here. Let's see, everything else I usually just leave the same. I might want to change this address, and that just makes a nice URL, so it's easy to get everyone to that location. So with that, I'll call this swap. So my address I would be telling everyone to go to is padlet.com/Jana314/swap. So that just makes it really easy. Now I click on next, and instead of being secret, I want to make this a public, and that means everyone's going to be able to write to this Padlet board. And that's the only thing I need to change there. And I can start posting. I'm all set. So as everyone gets to this board, what they would do is just double click on the board anywhere. They could type in their name, and to share their resource or app, I'm just going to click here, and my resource is going to be Padlet. And I can actually type in the address. And when I click outside that, that saves the sticky note to the board. You can see this also becomes a hyperlink, so people can click on it and actually go to that site. Padlet can be used for lots of things. I have a few examples here. One is maybe a pre-survey or needs assessment. So this one is looking at reading and writing across the curriculum, and what do we want to know about reading and writing across the curriculum. So we just asked this quick question. Everyone posted their ideas up there. Another one might be like a post survey. So what are our next steps? What do we need to know to implement this in our schools? So this one it's a little bit more organized in the design of it. And finally, here's another one using games in the classroom. So this one is looking at games that support different disciplinary areas, content areas. One thing we might want to do is if we were sharing this out, like at a conference or at a PD session, I can share or embed. If I want to get this QR code, I click on print code, and it instantly makes a QR code so participants can use a QR reader and quickly get to that board to be able to share their resources out. Another thing on here is I can export it, and I might want to save it as a CSV file. And that way I save all these wonderful resources. It saves to my downloads, and this is what it would look like when I open it up. So here's my Padlet. You can tell it looks like an Excel file, but I can see here's my subject area. So if I wanted to sort it by subject area or to look at those by subject area, I can see that in there. I can make this column B, the body, a little bit larger. And then even within this column, I might want to wrap my text. And now I can see here's cast your vote, and here's the website for it. Here's a Jeopardy game, digital dialects for world languages, Duolingo, and then everyone has posted their website along with that. So we have lots of resources now, and this is probably an easier way to sort through it and also to save that information. So once again, this resource is called Padlet. Let's go back to the home screen, and it is at padlet.com. Thanks so much.